Good morning, everybody. Aaron C. coming at you again today. So I want to talk to you today about jazz guitar. Okay, so in all of my videos, I kind of do more of a how-to. Sometimes you'll see me on electric, sometimes you'll see me on acoustic. So you kind of get a little bit of everything, or maybe not know what you're going to get from me from day to day, and that is okay, because variety is the spice of life. So today I want to talk about jazz guitar. Now I'm going to be doing this on the acoustic, and then some of my videos will be a little more electric based, and we can talk about that in those videos. So with that being said, let's get back to playing. All right, guys. So there are many forms of jazz. I'm going to kind of stay to the more traditional side today. Swing. Obviously, I can't talk only so much about big band because, it's just me, so it's not really a big band. And that's okay. But, so, a couple things with jazz guitar. If you're talking about the rhythm thing, you got to have your jazz voicings. So that means a lot of your major sevens, minor sevens, okay, sevens, and even a lot of your different obviously you can do the standard 2-5-1, you can throw your minor ninths in there, major ninths, okay. Comp changes are one thing you want to remember. Comp is in no, they're not free, but, okay, it's a rhythmic thing. It's almost as if you're playing a right-handed rhythm and a left-handed rhythm, it's the same thing. It's real choppy, almost like a staccato thing. You hear? That sort of thing. So it's just a straight, if you're playing like the rhythm changes something fast, you can hear, I'm not letting my chords ring out, okay? Even if you're doing more of a jazzier blues, and I'm constantly going to the circle. Now, I'm using a 1.0 pick. Some of your really traditional jazz players will use the really thin picks, and that's okay if that works for you. That is more of the, strict jazz guys. I'm not. I'm more jack of all trades, master of none. Now, when you're referring to lead playing in the jazz world, let's also talk about that. So, more melodic and as I mentioned in some other videos, there's not as much bending as there would be in rock and blues and country and that sort of thing. So we'll see a lot of, okay, so we'll see a lot of those. A lot of modal work. So for example, if you're like a lot of Mixolydian, okay, that stuff. Your minor modes, you might find some Dorian stuff in there. Okay, some of that stuff in there. You get a little bit of everything. The neat thing about jazz is that it is such a melting pot as far as styles, as far as culture, as far as rhythms. It just has it all. It really is a true American art form. And there are all genres in jazz, and even there you can get some tension from your traditional guys to your fusion guys and all that stuff. And I'm not here to spark debates or anything like that, okay? I'm just here to introduce you to a great style of music that has some really cool stuff in it. So as far as that goes. So another quick thing, if you need a quick go-to for you guitar players, if you got to do a couple of jazz things, octaves. Octaves are a surefire win, okay? 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 And that means the way to remember this is on strings 6 and 4, string apart, fret apart. Same thing with 5 and 3, okay? Now, when you get to 4 and 2 and 3 and 1, you have 2 frets in the middle and still 1 string apart. And then you're muting with your first finger, okay? And you're just doing that kind of little mute there. Okay, so that is kind of the basic, just a simple go-to guide for the jazz. Make sure you got, if at bare minimum, your major sevenths, your minor sevenths, and sevenths. When you want to take the next step further, get your major ninths, your minor ninths, your ninths, and even start to work some 13ths. And then you start to get into chord substitutions. And I'll have to do a whole nother video on that later because I can open up a can of worms real quick. So those are just some basics. You want to have your major scale down, mixolydian modes, blues scale will do if you're in a pinch, and your octaves. Those are just some simple nuts and bolts, meat and potatoes things. Dealing with jazz, and it's a really neat style of music that, you know, that is great to get into. And man, once you really get into it, the fun never stops, okay? Because there's all kinds of stuff to be learned. And there's all kinds of stuff to be learned in music. And as with anything else, man, you know, never stop learning, because that's where the real fun begins. So I want to thank you for stopping by today. If there's anything else you'd like me to do a video on, please feel free to comment. I'll do my best to respond as soon as I can. If you want have any questions about lessons or anything like that, please feel free to comment below. And I look forward to hearing from you. And until then, I will see you next time.